As you ride on home, you tear on past Mikhail, who you can only assume is looking for Ivana or a bottle of some booze that he's stashed somewhere on the estate.
Brother, I would avoid going down the road.
Why, is the snow too deep?
No, there's an angry group of people with pitchforks blocking the way.
Oh, are they bandits? I'd heard there were bandits.
They're people from the village. They're quite angry at us. They're blaming us for the food shortage.
You did not take their food away.
They're quite mean. They hurt Lev, but they're gonna let him go.
Well, that is good. Who is Lev?
They were mean to me, so I'm gonna go inside now.
Okay, you should. There's some more whiskey in the back, probably. That will help.
I'll be okay. I'll be okay.
You sure?
Go find a quiet corner.
The two of you exchange a glance for long enough that says, "This is a moment where one of us should be comforting the other. Ideally, Mikhail should be looking after his younger sister. Should take her in arms and say, 'It's going to be okay, I'll save you from this,' but no, his advice can stretch about as far as, 'Have a whiskey.' There's something broken in Mikhail Smetanov, maybe something from his childhood. But we don't know, because we're not doing a flashback in this game. Perhaps you could tell us, Eddy, maybe you could tell us about Mikhail's childhood. What is it that sent him onto this course of bad decisions?
So much pressure was put on him as the only son, and he really didn't want to be in charge. He just wanted to enjoy life. And then when his mother died, his father put even more pressure on him that he would someday control the estates and be in charge of the family, and that was just not what he wanted to do. He would be much happier if Ivana just ran everything. So there's a small part of him that hopes that either he will be so outrageous that he can be disowned and have his own life, or that he can somehow bankrupt the family so it's no longer an issue by just drinking it all away. And he certainly flirts with women and has his way with women, with consent, of course. He's not an asshole or an asshole, but he very much wants attention, even bad attention.
Well, speaking of bad attention, you find your sister. As you enter the barn to the dairy, you find Ivana linking hands with Grigory, a low-born peasant.
She drops her hands immediately.
Grigory's are held up for just a fraction longer. He's surprised by this, and then he sees Mikhail, and he drops his head. Duke Smetanov, I'm sorry. I was not doing anything indecent.
That's a shame. I found a rock. I'd like to have you look at it, Ivana.
It's still very pale, and she looks at it and says, I believe it's a symbol of, it's a political symbol. Where did you get this?
From the parlor. It came through a window, and also, Azor said that there were peasants in the street who were also abducting people. Do you think there's a connection, maybe?
Oh God, they are coming, says Grigory, backing up. Ivana, you have to get inside your house. If the mob is approaching, only I can defend you. And he actually takes you by the hand.
And I think I think this is a good moment to maybe fall in love.
I think this is a fine time to use that status effect, as he takes your hand, and though the instincts in you that are decorum, formality, aristocracy tell you to pull away and maybe even give him a shove simultaneously. The part of you that needs compassion, needs warmth, needs a protector, needs someone honest, someone like Grigori, compels you to keep a hold of his warm hand, warm enough that you can feel it burning away this chill as he takes it firm and he looks at you and he says, I will never let anything happen to you. Never.
And I think she's incredibly moved by that. Like she, like Mikhail, she lost her mother very young, and she's had to sort of be the surrogate mother, especially since her dad's a little bit silly as well. And she's never had somebody to take care of her. She's been the person who takes care of people. All right. Okay. All right. I'm afraid they might. If you defend us, I'm afraid they'll think you're a traitor.
I will explain to them. I'm not intending on taking up a hoe and fighting them, but I will if I have to. I know these people, Ivana. I can speak their language. I can tell them that you, your family, you should be spared. Duke Smetanov, he says, looking to Mikhail. Please, get your sister inside the house. Keep her safe. I will stand guard outside. There will be no harm dealt to you, not for as long as I stand. The reality is, that may not be for very long. But it's comforting words. At least he seems to mean them.
If they threaten you, you come inside the house immediately. I don't care. I don't want to lose you.
I am not allowed inside. And he looks between you and Mikhail.
I say you're allowed inside the house, and I look at Mikhail.
Sure, why not? Sounds good to me.
And I will fight my father if he says a word.
No, you will not fight. I will handle father. You just take your extremely ill-timed love and come inside the house.
Very embarrassed, and just follows Mikhail.
Grigori gives you a half wave. And of course, Ivana, you can't help but hope that at some point you might be able to take this relationship further than your initial squalid fumblings. But for now, all you can think of is worry. Is Grigori going to be safe if he's out here? Only time will tell. When the two of you re-enter the estate, the house, Asshole, of course, is there hiding in a corner of the study, and Duke Nikolai has approached her. He's always had something of a big brother relationship with you, Asshole, and that sometimes, well, in fact, lately that has turned very much into affection from you, at least. It seems his affection for you is slightly more platonic. What is wrong, Asshole? You seem... Was it the bandits?
I was just trying to go into town to see Mr. Popinski, and they took him, and they said that they hurt him and they were gonna come hurt us.
Come into my arms. Come into my arms. He hugs you. He embraces you. It's all right. I'm here. You know, I fought in the war against the Japanese. It didn't go very well, but I know how to defend a castle. No, you will be safe, and I'm sure your friend Mr. Popinski will be safe as well. You know, I came into ownership of a chandelier today.
You did?
Yes,
What a funny time to have a chandelier.
I will not be defeated by peasants. That's all. If they want this house, if they want my house, well, they can have it. But I will rebuild with every brick, and I will start with the chandelier that I won from your brother. And how about you stay in that house with me until you feel safe again and can find a nice young man to marry?
I'm afraid I'm not going to have much choice.
Well, I'm sure your father, he has been in talks with Archduke von Shit all morning. I'm sure once you bring the news to him of these bandits on the road, then he will formulate a plan. Your father can be decisive. I have been friends with him for so long.
Do you promise you'll take me with you?
Yes, why not? You're like my little sister. You're my, Asolina. You know, you will be safe with Uncle Nikolai.
Her heart dies a little bit, but she's scared and he's holding her, so it's enough for now.
Your brother and sister enter the room at this time. Simultaneously, Hermann von Shit. Well. It seems that there is news afoot in your country. What is all the down faces for? Come on, put some smiles on your faces. Things are looking up. I finally have my meeting with the Duma planned.
You may find it difficult to get there. Apparently the roads are blocked by angry peasants.
They will not stop a German. Everyone loves the Germans.
I'm not sure they do. They've returned from the front.
There must be another way off of your estate. There cannot be one road in and one road out. What kind of backwards country is this?
This is our country.
Oh, yes, I'm in Russia, aren't I? Circa 1917. Von Shit.
Yes, it's easy to forget. I understand when your accent keeps standing around. It's lose track.
Yes, well, I mean, it is an easy thing. Sometimes I speak in German, sometimes it doesn't matter. But as I say, I have happy news. It is not just this Duma thing. I have been speaking to your father, Asol, and he has agreed that we can be married.
Father, I must speak to you.
Your father is behind the Archduke. He just comes shuffling in. He looks a bit sad. Doesn't seem to have heard you. Asol, are you not happy? Come to me now. Nikolai releases you.
Sol passes him and, leans against her father.
What is this?
We have an angry mob outside of the house, and I don't think they're going to appreciate that our family is increasing its ties to the aristocracy at the moment.
So what are you suggesting? That you marry a bunch of peasants to secure your freedom? What nonsense! Surely you have loyal staff. Smeta, surely you have loyal staff on hand who will pick up a musket or a rifle and defend your estate. Your father looks crestfallen. He doesn't say anything. Mikhail, we've spent many days speaking about the armory on your estate. Surely you have people to fire these weapons in your defense.
Yet, the war, you remember.
Ivana, you're the most intelligent one. Come, you must know of some way to placate this mob.
The time to escape was 2 or 3 months ago.
But I got a meeting with Kerensky. To negotiate the ends of the war. Surely they will listen to that.
Mama said that you can move a crowd if you were just able to speak their language or touch their hearts. I just don't know.
I think Ivanka knows, but she doesn't like it.
Smeta nods. Your mother was very wise. Not the last thing she said, in fact. I know that is what I have told you girls, and you, Mikhail, all your life. Her speech about mobs and controlling them.
Very strange last words.
They were, but truth is they were not her last words.
No?
He sits himself down in his chair and pokes the fire. No. Come, children, sit on the rug. I have a story to tell. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo. And that, going back to the present, was what your mother said to me before she died.
I had no idea.
That is why we eat eggs every day.
It all makes sense now.
I miss her wisdom.
And her humor.
And her eggs.
She did cook the best eggs. I feel like I am turning German. Maybe the Germans have won this war.
Well, I think then we know what we must do.
I don't know what we are doing, Archduke Hermann von Shit. So you were speaking in some Russian dialect I do not understand. I demand that you explain to me how you are going to get me out of this situation. I am a dignitary of the Kaiser's empire. And I command you to tell me how you are going to get me out of this shit.
I'm gonna take Mikhail aside, because I think he's the only one who's gonna listen to this.
Excuse me a moment, von Shit.
I think what we do is I marry Grigori very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And we feed the crowd shit.
I think they're very likely to eat shit.
I think they would.
They've been eating it ever since the days of Ivan the Terrible, but carry on.
I think we'd call ourselves, and I sort of clutch the book in my pocket. I think we declare ourselves class traitors and throw ourselves on the mercy of the mob. And we become humble dairy farmers.
I like living. That's a huge benefit of this plan. I am not very good at farming or anything.
You haven't wanted to be aristocracy for a long time. Now here's your chance not to be aristocracy. You're getting everything you wanted, everything you wanted. So how about we put on some smiles about it and get ready to feed the crowd some shit?
Very well. Let's give it a try. What's the worst thing that can happen? Kill us?
You can hear the hubbub of the mob approaching the estate. You can even see them through the snow flurries, so yeah, it is a possibility.
I'm going to use Fisher King to make the snow worse, to slow him down a little.
What is happening with the snow? It's a blizzard. They back away for the scene, leaving you in the house with, as a reminder, Smeta, your father, Georgi, the footman. Of course, there is yourselves. You also have Grigori just outside the front door. You have Duke Nikolai Vladimirovich, the aged gambling partner and friend of the family. You have Archduke Hermann von Shit and his Batman, Lieutenant Clem Müller. It's a busy house right now, and you're eyeing up Von Shit for the sacrifice.
So I will walk over to the Archduke.
Finally answers what?
I believe we have a way to help you expedite your way to where you need to be.
Fine, you're going to get me to Moscow?
Yes.
Good. Mula, pack our bags. Jawohl.
There is one small detail that's I'm sure will be nothing to you. As you can see, a soul is very ill. She will not survive the journey to Moscow, so we think it's best if you leave her here.
I do not like the sound of this. A soul is my betrothed. Is that not right, Smetter? Your father nods sadly. Sickness or health, I think that is how the saying goes.
Would you wish your betrothed to be murdered by peasants?
I dare say she would be safer in my protection than under yours, Mikhail. I have seen the way you eat an egg.
Are you... So you are asking us for help to get to Moscow, and yet you think you can protect her?
Typical German pride. He puffs out his chest. I do not like the way that you are speaking to me, Mikhail. I believe that you are trying to interfere in my love. And he looks at Asshole.
She just looks pale and small. She's been crying.
Herman pulls his saber free. I suggest we settle this like gentlemen. That escalated quickly.
Well, if you insist, and I punch him in the face.
You clock him a good un. And Archduke Herman von Schitt falls back into the chair. Smetter stands. What are you doing to the German dignitary? And Nikolai, too, is likewise shocked by this. Asshole, get somewhere safe. If there is violence, like I said, I will look after you.
Before this goes any further, I'm going to use the trope, it wasn't me. Once per session, I can pass off one bad deed, such as a single blow on another person, as having been perpetrated by somebody else. So I'm going to say the Batman obviously knocked him out to save him from making a terrible mistake. And every witness saw them do that, and all the evidence points to them.
Clem Muller re-enters the room with the bags, everyone looking at him as if to say, you cad. What did I do?
You should take your Archduke and go if you're going to simply hit him about the head like this.
What?
For shame.
You heard us? Can't bring violence into a house like this.
There's a lot of furious nodding. Not from Clem, but Herman von Schitt is coming around. I will take the Archduke, then. Lieutenant Müller helps his master to the door. I am very confused.
Welcome to Russia.
The door opens, a blast of cold air enters. But here's the thing, Ivana. It's a great plan.
But now we don't have custody of him.
Exactly. One of you needs to go out there to explain that he is your Judas goat, essentially.
I'm going to run out. And oh goodness, my brother was too hasty. Perhaps we could put him and look at the weather. Perhaps we could put him up in a room.
Nein, we are leaving now for Moscow. I have a meeting that I need to keep. You are not the daughter I was interested in, Ivana, but I suppose I will take you. Clem seizes you. This, of course, awakens Grigori, who was there lurking in the snow. Get your hands off of her! Who is this peasant who stinks of cheese? I am Grigory Ivanovich, and that is my love. In German, we refer to people as who and she and he, and we don't refer to people as that. You Russians are far too uncivilized. It was a slip of the tongue.
I have not agreed to anything. I am Ivana Smetanova, and you will unhand me. And I think I use stiff upper lip to sort of ignore the blow, if I can get him to unhand me.
Could you make for me a command and presence roll, please? Because unbeknownst to you, Lieutenant Clem Muller has fallen for you.
No!
Yes, it was the love that dare not speak its name, where a Russian dairy farmer is all too happy to breach the boundaries of class divides. The German lieutenant was slightly more respectful, but that didn't mean he wasn't masturbating furiously to the thought of you.
I see. 3 successes.
Well, I mean, he also suffers a minor complication because this is definitely a force roll, with the love status effect, or in love status effect, I should say. Anyone in love suffers a minor complication to opposed force rolls. And in this case, you are commanding him to unhand you. Not only does he do so, given the severity of your success, you've got 3 hits there, he also, as there's a complication, throws down the luggage of Hermann von Schitt. "I quit," he says. "I will not serve this pompous Archduke anymore." And he looks at him, and he says, "You, sir, are a cunt."
No!
Archduke Hermann von Schitt backs away, gawping a little. There is something yonic to his expression.
Get back in the house. It is blizzarding, nearly, and there's a mob on the way, and you've just been hit in the head. Get in the house. All of you.
There's something of a stunned stumbling back into the house from Hermann von Schitt. But Lieutenant Clem, he looks at you forlornly, Ivana. He looks over at Grigori. He can see that the love that you have for each other is stronger than any kind of onanistic desire that he has for you. No matter what fantasies he may hold and have distributed across various bedsheets in the Smegmanov house, they will never measure up to the true love shared between Grigori and Ivana. And so, accepting that this is a love that will not be returned, but not accepting that he can live with it, Lieutenant Muller steps back into the blizzard. "I am sorry, Ivana. I cannot. I admired you from afar for so long. I can no longer just be a simple Batman to von Schitt. I can no longer be a beta cuck." And Muller disappears into the snowdrift. Grigori looks to you, Ivana. He looks to you as if to say, did we make the right decision? But you can see there is still nothing but love in his eyes. He wouldn't be asking you that if he didn't care for your feelings.
I think we're in the middle of the snow. Von Schitt is wandering back into the house. I think I'm going to kiss Grigori.
And he kisses you back. And the music swells. The violins play. Let's say it's Tchaikovsky, why not? The doors close as you re-enter. Smeta, your father, stands, pounds his fist into the arms of the chair. All of this mania that's taking place, it's too much for him. "Ivana, you are kissing a dairy boy on the lips."
Father, we're in love. And I'm sorry I haven't discussed this with him.
"I cannot allow this."
We're going to marry.
"I cannot."
Papa.
"I will not."
Papa, no. Papa,
"What do you want, asshole?"
please don't yell.
I have never seen such anarchy inside my house. Just wait.
It's been a hard day so far, Papa. There's just so much going on. You don't get mad, please. There's enough people outside that want to hurt us. You shouldn't hurt each other.
He clutches his left arm and topples in front of the fireplace. Then he lands in it like a piece of wood.
Papa!
I'm gonna run to pull him out.
Sol is gonna help Ivana pull her father out of the fire and try to put the fire out.
Yeah, is there a medicine check or something I can do?
Absolutely, any one of you could try a medicine plus intellect. There is a complication, namely, he is already dying. One might argue that is not a complication so much as just a statement of fact. But really the question is, are you able to save him, or are you able to prolong his life just long enough for him to have a passing speech?
I've got 3 successes.
I have 1 9.
Well, between the two of you, I mean, this is teamwork, as Mikhail stands there, fruitless.
Drinking.
Yeah. The two of you do a damn good job bringing your father back. Patting out the flames, bringing him back round. I'm sorry, it was a trapped nerve.
Papa, please be happy for her. She's in love.
To a man who fondles a cow's tits.
I've also fondled the cow's tits, Father.
Oh, God!
It's fine, and I love it.
What is happening to my family? Asshole, at least say to me that you will be marrying Hermann von Schitt as I have arranged, even though I do not want this marriage. It is at least a strategic union that might benefit us in the long term.
Father, I do not think we're going to have much of a union in the near future. Maybe soon after this, but not right now.
He pretty much climbs to his feet using his 2 daughters as props. And you, Mikhail. You.
Here it comes.
Sometimes I wish I had a heart attack and fell into the fire more often. Because you... there is no greater disappointment. Fine, Ivana runs off with a peasant who stinks of dung and cheese. Fine, Asshole refuses to marry an upstanding German with the name Shit in his name. But you do not even entertain the idea of marriage. You are there gallivanting around, dancing, cavorting, sleeping with whatever woman passes your way. Don't think I don't know what you have done with most of the staff of this house. And yes, I would like to emphasize for the censors it was all consensual, but that does not affect the abuse of power, Mikhail. I am disappointed in you.
I have had a few wives, just never been married.
Very good use of a quip there, Eddy.
But, Father, I would desperately love to have a very long and detailed conversation about my many, many failings as your eldest son. But there are a mob of peasants who are going to make it through that blizzard and probably murder us. I do believe that might be the highest priority here.
I mean, they are taking their sweet time, aren't they?
They're being very careful, which is good. Making sure that they're not slipping in the snow. They're doing exercise caution. It's very good of them.
If you could say anything for the peasants of this place, they are very health and safety conscious.
Indeed, indeed.
At which point, bang, 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 at the door.
Hold that thought. Go to the door.
It's just opening the door.
Mikhail, no!
You are dragged outside, Mikhail, by an angry peasant mob that you foretold.
I think I run and close the door because I'm not sure what to do. What do we do? What do we do? They have Mikhail. They have Mikhail.
So, at this point, I'd like to activate the have to respect it trope. My bad reputation, in this case, my reputation of being noble, precedes me in a kind of good way, to where they actually have begrudging respect for me. In my imagining of how this plays out is that I've probably drunk with a lot of them. And for a while I go there, I lose money to them at cards, I drink with them, I buy rounds, and so they hate the fact that I come down there and slum with the peasants, but they can't deny the fact that I give them money, through my lost wages, and also, just because they enjoy themselves around me. So I'm seeing it as like a chance to kind of remind them of that, to start the conversation that we need to have.
as you are dropped down, and you do receive these claps on the back, and, it's alright, this is just Mikhail, it is the other ones we want. Good. I'm sorry about that, Mikhail, we thought it would be someone else answering the door.
No, it is alright, but, I think I know who you might want to talk to first, before, my sisters, they are blameless, they want to...
Let me interrupt. A small man with pince-nez little glasses perched on the bridge of his nose and a well-manicured beard speaks up. I am Lev Popinski. I am a revolutionary. The peasants eye him warily. He's covered in bruises and scabs. This man, Mikhail Smetanov, is not the enemy, we know. The true enemy is the entire aristocratic class. And he waves his finger as he's talking and occasionally pounds a book. Subsequently, the entire capitalist machine that fuels... This is boring. Shut up, Lev.
I don't even understand half of what he's saying, but what I'm hearing is you are mad at aristocrats. Why go after a duke or maybe some of his children when you can have an archduke?
Oh, that sounds good, yeah.
And even better than that, he's a foreigner. He hates Russia. He thinks Russia is stupid. I heard this from his own mouth. I was offended. I punched him in the face. I was so offended.
But let us not forget that our true enemy is not simple families. We must dismantle the machinery. And he keeps waving his finger. Anyway, sir, I agree with you. This Archduke sounds like a nice person to put in the Wicker Man.
Excellent. I will bring him out to you. One moment.
To your surprise, Ivana, and so, yes, Mikhail emerges unharmed.
You're okay.
Yes, there are some people out there that want to talk to Archduke Shits. So I will go get him and...
It's just von Shit, he says, rubbing his head.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
I still do not know why Lieutenant Muller struck me.
The people outside are going to escort you to Moscow. So you simply go outside and say very loudly your title and full name, and they will escort you to Moscow.
Will it help if I tell them that I am German?
Yes, that will definitely help.
Good, it often commands respect and love.
Yes, 100%.
Whenever they open the door, I'm going to venture outside. I'm going to grab Grigori's hand, and I'm going to step outside.
Very well. Doors open. Archduke von Shit steps forth. I have been told that you will welcome me with open arms for being both a German and an Archduke. Well, I am both of these things. Please take me to... Maybe bits of him will get to Moscow. But it's more likely that he'll be scattered across a wide radius outside your estate.
Is there a priest?
Well, the church is probably quite out of favour with some of these people, but I imagine there's a village elder who could consecrate a marriage. It's the babushka, why not? Let's switch some gender roles.
Babushka.
Yes.
My family.
They are the next to die.
We would like to join the peasantry.
Oh, well, that's unexpected.
We would like to, and she's trying to really think of the terms for what's going on. We would like to give our property to the village.
What?
To hold collectively.
Shut
up, father. Shut up, father.
Yes, so you want to give us your property.
And be simple dairy farmers along with the rest of you.
Well, this is most unorthodox. We came here for blood.
You have it. I pointed the peasants over there, tearing von Shits apart.
Playing tug of war with Herman von Schitt as the rope. Let me consult with the other villagers. You wait inside, okay? Maybe I give you good news, maybe not. And she looks at Grigori as if he's the class traitor.
Let me see if I've got a cinematic or something that would help with this. I'm not sure I do.
Smeta looks to Asshole. Daughter, I feel like I am on my way out. I have lost all pretense of having an accent now.
A soul will go to her father's side and take his hand.
There is something you must do, a soul.
Yes.
I cannot trust the others. Mikhail, he's Mikhail. And Ivana has fallen for a peasant. You are my only hope. You are the only true daughter I have left. My heir.
What is it, Father?
Keep the name, my name. Become a soul Smegmanova. And get away from here. Remain blue-blooded and marry within your class. Someone must uphold the line, a soul. Someone. And that someone is you. I have some final words.
Go on, Father.
I never liked eggs. I ate them for so long because of your mother's relationship with them, which I never truly understood. I thought that I was doing her proud, but I realize now as the cholesterol seizes my heart and turns it into a cement brick, that with every egg I ate, I was in fact insulting her memory. I mean, it was very difficult to tell what she wanted me to do with them, all of them. But that is not what I really wanted to say. I just needed to clear that off my mind, off my chest, as it were. Do you have a pen? I would like my last words recorded.
A soul will give him a pen and paper.
Here on this day, February 1917, dies Smeta Smegmanov. See, I've forgotten my own name. And I name as my one heir a soul Smegmanova. What is more, a bird in the hand is worth two in... And he dies.
Oh no, Father, no!
Georgi walks over solemnly, puts a doily over his face. He died as he lived, said Georgi. I think I will prepare some eggs. It is what he would have wanted. Nikolai goes to come to your side, a soul. Did you take down his final words, little Asalina?
I did.
It is okay. He is in a better place now than Russia. Although, honestly, that's not saying much. Come to Uncle Nikolai.
She gets up a little bit too fast for how sad she seems to be, and kind of just throws herself into his arms and crying.
Oh, Asolina, it will be okay. It will be fine. Your father will have accounted for everything. It is not like his son has been pissing away the family fortune for... Oh, no.
Smash cut, drinking in the corner.
He named me his sole heir.
I just realized that he was selling off parts of the house to me as part of his gambling. Asolina, there is only one thing for it. I cannot allow the memory of my friend, my brother-in-arms, Smeto, to go down in flames because his son is a wastrel. He falls to his knee. Asol, will you marry me?
She squeaks.
As is the style of the time.
Her childish love is coming true. It's just overwhelming, and just Yes.
I mean, never mind that he's about 40 years older than you. It's fine. I mean, he's a duke. All of a sudden, you're now the inheritor of 2 estates if they survive the Russian Revolution.
If they survive, yeah.
Outlook not so good.
Not so good, but, you know, this frees everybody else from dealing with this as well.
That's true.
It gives everyone a way out.
Except for you.
Love will find a way.
Nikolai puts his hand on your shoulder, Asol. My darling, our best chance is while they are distracted pulling apart von Shit and consecrating the marriage or dooming your sister, whatever happens there, we mount 2 horses and we ride in the opposite direction. We will reach my estate while the peasant mob is busy. And if my estate is compromised, then, damn it, Asol, we will keep riding until we end up in a friendlier country, a place where nothing bad ever happens. Asol, say your goodbyes. I will, how do they say, dress the horses.
Yes.
He gives you a kiss. It's a somewhat conservative kiss. It isn't quite von Shit slobbering all over your hand, but it's you could build on this.
So she's gonna return the kiss affectionately before he runs off.
Bang, bang, bang! The revolutionaries are at the door. We have made our decision. We don't think you're going to like it.
Oh.
So not the take our stuff and leave us alive one.
We will take your stuff, yes. But we will not leave you alive.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Unless one of you is terribly good at persuasion or can use a cinematic. So cinematics have largely gone untouched in this game. You still have at least 3 rewrites to spend. So now, group, it's a good time to look at the cinematic list.
Could I use the cinematic? There's one that's crossing class boundaries, I believe.
Eliminating class boundaries, I was thinking of that one too.
Yeah, eliminating class boundaries. So I think we would remove any complications related to the fact that they're, peasants and we're aristocracy.
That is right. Right now, it would be fair to say that on the attitude scale, they are firmly in the negative.
Right, so we would get rid of that.
So I'm wondering if we could do this as kind of as a 2-stage operation where I can try to roll to increase their attitude, and then Ivana can make a roll to actually sway them because she speaks the language of these people better than I do. Seeing she's a peasant now and all.
I think that's a good idea. So you can use that cinematic. How much did it cost?
2.
In that case, you have 1 rewrite remaining. So, with that said, we first go to Mikhail, who is somewhat beloved by the crowd for his roguish, rakish charm. What is he going to say to improve their attitude, which, while negative, they have no complications due to the use of your cinematic?
He is going to explain to them that if they kill us, we can't tell them where all the other nobles are and how to get to them. And it's better to use us to help fuel their revolution rather than to destroy us and only get a temporary satisfaction.
Alright, can I ask you then to make either command or persuasion? And I think
definitely persuasion.
Yeah, and we compare that with manipulation.
Okay, that is 9 dice.
However, this is an opposed roll. Do you know why?
Why?
Why? Because Lev Popinski is there. He's found a soapbox and is now standing on it.
Oh no.
Do not listen to the young aristocrat. Just because he is bad at cards does not mean he is a friend to the peasantry. He is the symbol of everything corrupt about the decadent aristocracy of Russia and beyond. Revolution must, etc., etc., etc.
6 successes.
Not only is it successful, you cut off Popinski mid-speech, and he looks at you. His eyes, through his thick pince-nez, connecting with yours across the crowd, There's something about that perfectly waxed goatee, that bouffant of hair upon his head, the colourful bruise just under one eye, the suit that he wears that's just slightly too large for his small frame. When he makes his eyes contact with yours, and he hears you offer to sell out the rest of the aristocracy to save your hide, this is love. At least for Lev. It may not be reciprocated.
Let's see if I survive first, then we'll talk.
So Lev is completely shut down. Without their agitator, the peasant mob's attitude is shifted to neutral, which takes us to Ivana. Ivana, you are going to do your best to make them, well, see you not just as people to be spared, but potentially as allies. You are, after all, advertising yourselves as class traitors. So, this is where we need a command or persuasion, plus either presence or manipulation from you.
I take Grigori by the hand and say, I have been a dutiful daughter to my father, because that's what we all do. We're Russian. We obey our family and our elders. But all I've ever wanted to be was a cheesenik. That's all I've ever wanted to be. I am one of you at heart. And if I don't get to marry the love of my life and make cheese, I hope I get to in heaven.
Oh, how could there be a dry eye in the house after this bit? I mean, this is the kind of shit Stanislavski wrote about.
Making cheese in heaven.
Yes, but for you to do it properly, you need to really make cheese in heaven, and then only then can you apply it to the acting method. So, MK, I would like for you to make your roll. Godspeed.
Oh, I've got 2 successes.
2 successes in the end is all you need. The crowd weep for your cheesy tale. They want nothing more than for you to live a harmonious, peaceful, loving life of making cheese and little dairy babies. And the babushka takes your hand in her gnarled claw. I pronounce you wife and husband, and she points a shaky hand at Grigori. Yes, that's right. In our village, the woman rules the roost, so no funny business. Ivana, you are one of us now. You are a dairy farmer. Long live the peasantry owning the land and setting the prices against the big cities! Hurrah! Hurrah!
Hurrah! And I kiss Grigori.
And he kisses you back, and once again your lips seize together. Now, everything seems lovely, but a soul. You know that your fiancé is saddling up. Do you still intend to join him? It seems that your family, at least your brother and sister, may be getting off scot-free. It was what your father wanted.
And she is happy that her siblings are finding their happiness. But she can't find it here. So she's going to say her goodbyes to her siblings and then flee.
I'll certainly give her a big hug. I hope you are happy.
I hope you can find a place that you're happier than you were with Father.
That will be very easy.
Goodbye, soul.
Goodbye. When I get settled out, I'll write, and you can tell me about your cheese. And all the cows.
I can't imagine writing about anything else.
Your hands drift apart. It is time for a soul to go, to ride into an uncertain future. As a soul rides off into the snow-swept lands, the blizzard has finally abated, it's finally ended. The peasants are celebrating, they're sharing the jewels that were cooked into Hermann von Schitt's shirt and tunic. They're opening his luggage, emptying it out across your lawn, and taking whatever is worth taking, which is pretty much all of it. And generally revelling like pigs in their own muck. Difficult to shake that aristocratic viewpoint, but hopefully you'll get there at some point. Mikhail, you're at something of a loss now. I mean, you pointed it out yourself. Ivana may be happy with this, now that she has Grigori at least, but you're not cut out to be a farmer. You can see peasants now making their way into your family home. You see them lifting the silver, bringing it out, sharing it among themselves. Taking apart furniture and pieces of art that once belonged to your mother, your great-grandparents, and further still. It's a tragic end in some ways, but still, you've never felt like you belonged quite anywhere. What are you going to do, Mikhail?
I'm gonna go in with them. I'm gonna grab one last bottle of vodka and wander off into the blizzard.
Which leaves Ivana, who is now married to Grigori. As time passes, of course, you do wonder what became of your brother after he disappeared into the snowdrifts, and you occasionally hear from a soul. Apparently she is doing well with Nikolai, although he is of failing health. Still, you can be assured that a soul is going to be well looked after for as long as the money holds out. In the end, they settled in China. It was a long walk, but that Trans-Siberian Railroad is really quite helpful. And occasionally you write her a letter about the cheese. And this would be the end of your tale, except for one tragic thing. Because these old Russian stories made famous by the Chekhovs, by the Gorkys of the world, they don't end with happiness. They end with ennui and a certain fatalism. Just as your life is settling down, Ivana, and you are easing into the lifestyle of a dairy farmer, your peasant family around you, there is a knock on your door.
I get up and can I say I'm heavily pregnant?
I think certainly. You answer the door then.
Answer the door.
Lieutenant Clem Müller has returned. He wasn't able to give up his affection for you. He's the archetypal obsessive German lieutenant. In his hand, a revolver. He looks at you. He looks at your pregnant belly. He crumples. Tears start rolling down his cheeks. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Ivana. I meant to come here and kill you and then myself, because I found that I could not live without you, and so I did not want anyone else to have you. But I cannot bring myself to do it.
You never said a word. I think she's going to very carefully try and get the gun from him.
You are able to pry it from his hand.
Is it warm?
Yes.
Is it loaded?
One bullet is missing.
I point the gun at him. and I shoot.
And that is where we will end our session of They Came from Mostovoy Svyashchenik. I would like to say thank you so much to the participants of this story and our ambiguous ending. Was the missing bullet planted in Grigori? Or maybe did Lieutenant Clem Muller take out a random cow as target practice? We don't know, and we never will, because that's not how these stories go. In Bridgton Rectory, love is a many splendid affair. Sometimes it goes well, but more often it has a rocky road ahead, and an uncertain future, just like all of our protagonists. But I would like to thank MK, I would like to thank Eddy, I would like to thank Kim, I would like to thank you, dear listeners. Please do give They Came from the RPG Anthology your backing, if you haven't already. And with that said, I will be signing off.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played Chekhov's two sisters and one brother for Onyx Path Publishing's They Came from Bridgton Rectory. You'll find this costume drama take on They Came From and many other genres in the upcoming They Came from the RPG Anthology that is now on Kickstarter, and you can find a link to that in the show notes. Joining Matthew was Kim Godwin, MK Anderson, and Eddy Webb. The music was made by Northumbria and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for some moody dark ambient for your gaming table. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon: Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Antxon, Graham Barey, and Daniel for their generous support. And we'd of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, this show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that love, friendship, and respect do not unite people as much as a common hatred for something.